right before 9 o'clock, I just started feeling really weak. And, about quarter after nine, 20 after nine, I called it quits on playing guitar, and I just kind of laid down, and I started getting sweaty, and I got a fever. I was consistently a fever, starting with that Friday night, uh, all through the weekend, all through early next week. I contacted my doctor the Monday after the weekend. I was running a consistent fever, about 102 all weekend. And he asked if I had any other symptoms of it, which I hadn't. So he was just like, okay, well, it's kind of hard to, it was a video conference, without seeing you, it's kind of hard to say whether you do have it or not. So he kind of, I don't know, I guess proceeded with that in mind, but had a little bit of caution. And then on Wednesday, the fever never went away. And on Wednesday, I started having some respiration issues and a lot of coughing. If I got up to do anything, I was out of breath very easily. So I had talked to him Wednesday morning, and he said, why don't we get you tested just to, there's other things going around, but we can at least, if you come back negative, we can rule that out and kind of narrow in on what it is. Well, I was told it would take 5 to 7 days to come back, and, somebody would be contacting me with results. The flu tests came back very quickly. They were within a day, and they both came back negative, which, really started me worrying that, maybe I did have the coronavirus. But the test took like 6 days to come back. So I got it back the following Tuesday. I'm convinced that I went through the worst of it before I got the results. Like I said, it was just a fever of 102. Some couple days it was 103. That went all the way up to the following Sunday of when I got sick. That Sunday, it was probably for about 30 to 45 minutes where I had just uncontrollable chills. I couldn't get warm, and I had just uncontrollable coughing. It was terrible. And that, like I said, that lasted probably about 45 minutes. My wife took my temperature later that night, and my temperature was pretty normal. So I'm guessing that's when my fever broke. But I was in the hospital for 3 days. And at one point, the infectious disease doctor, one of them came in and said, they were talking to me about this disease, and they said around day 11, day 12, that the disease really kind of attacks your body. So I told him what I went through that Sunday, and that Sunday was probably like day 9, but they were like, yeah, that's probably the disease really kind of going after you there. It was tough, man. It was tough. Like I said, I was terrified when I was in the hospital. I felt better because the fever was gone, but anytime I would have to get up to do anything, and the only reason I got up was to use the bathroom, I was out of breath and coughing. And I mean, you're talking about a walk of maybe 15 feet. Ever since I've been home, the coughing has kind of stopped. Every once in a while I'll have a cough. I'm still out of breath a little bit if I try to do too much. I don't think I've had it as severely as obviously as the deaths that have been reported on the news. But I mean, I think there's people that have gone through it a lot worse than I have, but I think I did have a pretty healthy dose of it. But I just want to thank all, the Sterling people for reaching out with your texts and your emails. It's been amazing. My friends and family, just been amazing. It's been quite an experience, but it's been a heck of a lot easier going through it with so many, friends and families and coworkers that, really care.